Let's face it, if your child is online, they are just one bad click away from a predator. It's a harsh reality, but you have to let that sink in. Every single day, children are being targeted by criminals who use the internet as their hunting ground. I should know, when I was 13, I was abducted by someone I met online. And today, the dangers are even worse. Predators no longer lurk in shady chat rooms. They are in your child's favorite apps, social media feeds, and even in online games. The question isn't if they will encounter danger, but when, and whether they'll be prepared to recognize and to avoid it. Hi, I'm Alicia Kozak. I was the first child abducted by an internet predator, and for over 20 years, I've made it my mission to protect families from the evolving dangers online. From speaking in schools to educating the public through the media, from working with law enforcement into shaping critical legislation, I've dedicated my life to making the digital world safer. I wrote the Internet Safety Guidebook, Protecting Kids in the Digital Age, because I lived through what every parent fears the most, and I survived. But some kids don't, and most suffer from emotional scars that take years, maybe even decades to heal. And my mission is to make sure that no family has to endure what mine did. This book isn't just about warning you, it's about arming you with the tools you need to fight back against online threats. Whether it's sextortion, AI predators, cyberbullying, or digital addiction, these dangers are real, they're relentless, and they're evolving faster than ever. But here's the good news. You don't have to feel powerless. You can protect your kids, and I'm going to show you how. The stakes could not be higher. Our children are growing up in a digital world where every interaction can carry risk. Think of the online world as an endless maze, with hidden traps at every single turn. Predators don't announce themselves with a warning. They blend into what feels like it's normal. A safe conversation, offering compliments, friendship, and even love, before slowly building a threatening environment around the unsuspecting child. And they don't start with, hey, do you want to meet up? They start with, hey, you seem cool, something casual and something that feels safe. They gain the child's trust first. They manipulate. They convince kids that they're their only friend. And before your child even realizes what's happening, they're caught in a web of secrecy, threats, and exploitation. This is the reality of grooming and sextortion. Sextortion is when a predator convinces, manipulates, or forces a child into sharing explicit images or videos, and then uses those images as blackmail to control them. It's a crime that thrives on secrecy, fear, and shame. Imagine the quiet desperation of a child thinking that a simple message from an online friend is a gesture of acceptance. But in truth, every message, every seemingly innocent conversation is a carefully calculated step toward their exploitation. And it can start with an Instagram DM from a fake account, a Snapchat message from a so-called friend, or even an AI-generated chatbot designed to sound like a real kid. The predator gains trust, and they ask for something considered small, like a photo, a secret. And then they demand more and more and more. If the child refuses, that's when the threats begin. They'll say, send me more or I'll send this to your parents. Do what I say right now or everyone at your school will see this. The shame and the fear of that can be utterly paralyzing. These threats don't just come from strangers. In many cases, they come from people your child thinks they already know. And then there's a different kind of sextortion. Financial sextortion targeting boys following a calculated script. Predators who are often a part of scammer networks overseas post as teenage girls on social media, Snapchat, or gaming platforms, using stolen photos or AI-generated images. They send a flirty message like, hey, you're cute. And if the boy engages, it escalates quickly. They send a fake nude and then they ask for one in return. And the moment he sends anything, the blackmail begins. Pay me or I'll send this to your family and friends. And these criminals do not care about the victim, they just care about the money. They flood their victims with pressure and with threats. Heartbreakingly, there have been many cases where this ends in death by suicide. It's important to know that paying them does not make it stop. It will only fuel more demands. You as a parent must understand that the digital landscape is a living, breathing entity, one that evolves with every new app and social trend. My book explains that maintaining vigilance is not about instilling fear. It's about empowering you with the knowledge and techniques to recognize risks. The conversations about digital safety must be ongoing and they have to adapt as technology changes. And boy, does it change fast. One of the most terrifying threats today isn't even human. Predators powered by AI are infiltrating platforms, posing as kids, creating deepfake videos, and manipulating children into dangerous situations. Your child could be chatting with someone who doesn't even exist. And because these AI-generated personas can be tailored to match a child's interest, mimic their slang, and build their trust instantly, even the most cautious kids are at risk. But the dangers don't stop with typical online predators. Cyberbullying is yet another possible silent threat. When we were kids, bullying ended when the school bell rang. But today, it follows the kids home. It lives in their pockets, on their screens 24/7. A single cruel message can spread like wildfire, turning an entire school against a child in a matter of just minutes. And when that digital harassment becomes unbearable, many kids feel like there's no escape. And by the time parents realize that something is wrong, the damage is often already done. This is all exacerbated by endless and immediate online interactions. With every notification, with every post, the digital environment reinforces a cycle of validation and rejection. When a child's self-esteem is tied to the number of likes or the tone of online comments, the pressure to perform socially becomes overwhelming. In my book, I discuss not only the external threats, but also how the building blocks of social media itself is designed to be addictive. A mechanism that can leave our children vulnerable and emotionally drained. But there is hope. This is the reality our children are living in, but pretending it's not happening to them won't protect them. However, knowledge will. The good news is that you don't have to be a tech expert to keep your kids safe. You just need to start with a few simple steps. First, start the conversation early. Don't wait until your child is in trouble or you think they might be in danger to talk to them about online safety. By then, it might already be too late. Start now. Make it clear that they can come to you with anything without fear of punishment or of judgment. When a child feels safe confiding in their parents, they are far less likely to become a victim. Tell them explicitly that if they ever made a mistake or find themselves in a bad situation online, they can always come to you for help, without fear, without shame, and without blame. Building that open dialogue, well, it's a process. You need to think of it like maybe tending a garden. You must water it constantly, prune away any weeds, and ensure it receives the right balance of sunlight and shade. Your conversation about online safety should be no different. Continuous, nurturing, and evolving with your child's growing understanding of the world. Second, make privacy settings your best friend. If you wouldn't let your child walk through a dangerous neighborhood alone, why would you let them roam the internet without protection? Check their privacy settings. Turn off location tracking. Limit who can message them. The digital age has handed us powerful tools that, when they're used correctly, they can create a virtual barrier against those who would do harm. Third, try to stay one step ahead, or make every effort to. New apps and social media platforms, they pop up every day, and many are designed to bypass parental controls on purpose. Know what your child is using. If they have an app you've never heard of, Google it. If they say everyone has it, that's your sign to investigate. You need to strive to be an informed parent in a world where technology changes in the blink of an eye. My book emphasizes that constant learning and proactive involvement are your best defenses against a rapidly shifting digital landscape. Fourth, be smart about monitoring. This isn't about spying, it's about safety. Protection, not policing. There are even apps that can alert you to potential danger. Remember though, monitoring should be a partnership, not a punishment. But if your child calls you overprotective, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That means you're doing your job as a parent. But the balance here is also really delicate. You want to respect your child's growing independence while still ensuring they are protected from those who wish to exploit them. My book provides real-world examples of families who have successfully navigated this balance, showing that transparency and mutual trust can make all the difference. Finally, teach them how to protect themselves and make good choices. One of the most important things you can teach your child is to never engage with someone pressuring them for photos. If someone asks them for anything inappropriate, they should tell you and block and report that person immediately without responding. Predators thrive on engagement. If they get any reply, even a refusal, they'll probably keep pushing. And most importantly, let your child know that if they ever make a mistake or they feel trapped, that they can come to you without fear of punishment. They need to know that their safety matters to you more than anything. It's important to remember that technology is a tool that can be used for both good and for harm. The very platforms that connect our children to friends, entertainment, and education can also expose them to unspeakable dangers. This duality is at the heart of the internet age. Just as we teach children to look both ways before they cross the street, we must teach them to navigate the digital world with caution and with wisdom. There's no simple solution or one-size-fits-all answer. Rather, it has to be an ongoing dialogue and a shared responsibility. My book offers many concrete examples and step-by-step instructions to help you navigate this challenging new world. For instance, it explains how to set up device-free zones in your home, ensuring that there are safe spaces where technology is put aside in favor of face-to-face conversation. It encourages families to have regular tech check-ins where everyone shares their experiences online, both good and bad. These practices not only help to monitor potential risks, but also build trust and understanding within the family unit. One of the most powerful defenses against digital danger is education. The more you know about the apps your child uses, the tactics predators employ, and the evolving landscape of online threats, the better you can protect them. This is why I've dedicated my life to educating not only children and parents, but also teachers, law enforcement, and lawmakers. Through seminars, workshops, and media appearances, I've seen firsthand the transformative power of knowledge. When parents understand that a seemingly innocent game or social media challenge might actually be a doorway for predators, they are better equipped to act, and to act in a way that preserves trust rather than breeds fear. Every conversation you have about digital safety is an investment in your child's future. It is a reminder that in the digital age, trust and open communication are your best defenses against those who would seek to harm your children. Together, we can ensure that our children are not left to navigate the digital world alone. With the right conversation, the right tools, and the support of a vigilant community, we can change the future of online safety. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. I'll be sharing more tips, real stories, and expert advice to help keep your kids safe online. And before you go, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a conversation with your child about online safety? If so, what was their reaction? And if not, what's holding you back? Let me know in the comments and let's start that conversation. And if you know a parent who needs to hear this, please share this video. Stay safe and stay aware. I'm Alicia Kozak, and I'll see you in the next video.